Well, good morning. Thanks for coming. Obviously, we're really excited about this weekend with our tip-off Friday night against Wagner, and then our only other home game, I think, for the month in November on Sunday with Presbyterian. I think both of them should be good tests for us to start off the season. The team has been working really hard, and I think the best part right now is that we are, knock on wood, we are healthy, and I think excited about just getting to play against somebody else other than us battling and beating up on each other lately. So, but it's been going well. They're really looking forward to it.
Coach, what does it mean to you to get your tenure started here, and like you mentioned, with 2 home games in the first week of the season?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's been an awesome experience so far. Everyone has been so supportive, and I love Richmond. It's such a friendly town, and so many great places to eat. My staff just had Sugar Shack this morning, so we love it. I can't wait to be out on the floor with the team and kicking off the season.
If you bring donuts, get a ring for everyone.
As I said that, I was like, that was a bad move. Bad move.
Has there been any surprises or players that have kind of stood out so far to you, and what can we expect from our squad on Friday night?
We're going to be really young. I think Key and Isis by far have the most experience coming back, and they've been playing great this preseason, and in our scrimmages they've been really strong. And I think Camille and Jeezy both have started off the season pretty well, and scoring, which is something that I think is a little bit different of a role for them than last year. I think obviously Robin was such a tremendous player that the offense could go through her, and now there's a lot more balance, I think, for us offensively, and those guys have done well so far.
How has the transition been with the players getting acclimated to your style and the coaching staff getting acclimated to new players?
Yeah, they've been great. I mean, honestly, I've gone into a couple of programs that I've taken over, and this group has bought in by far the easiest that I've ever coached. They are highly entertaining and fun to be around, and I think this summer when we got to spend a lot of time with them has really paid off. But they have been great. I've been really eager and excited about being aggressive defensively and the tempo that we're trying to play. I think they've bought into that, and hopefully, on Friday night it works out well for us.
Does it take a while do you have to scale in some of your systems and your looks and that sort of thing since it's your first year? Or are you able to, by the time the season comes around, have everything in place?
No, it's definitely a balance. I think for us, that's one of the things as a coaching staff that we've looked at quite a bit is how much teaching we do in practice to how much tempo. Because we really do. We want to be up tempo. We want to go. And there's a lot of full court drills that we do, and just to create that tempo in our pressing and our man-to-man. But then there's a lot of teaching the aspects of our offense, as well as some of the finer points of our defense. And for us as a coaching staff, it's always been a balance right now of trying to not overwhelm them with too many new things, but also being able to repeat it enough that they understand it.
And girls at the point where they're pretty sick of just hitting against each other, and you're ready to see some new faces and a full game atmosphere?
Yeah, I think the one thing that's really helped us is we have a great group of male practice players, and they've really have added to our competitiveness in practice. When a guy sends your shot into the second row, it reiterates the value of a pump fake, and I think that's really helped. But I think every coach in the country right now, their team is excited to play somebody different. But I think those guys have really helped us, especially with what we're trying to do.
As some of the players, I guess, used last year's heartbreaking loss in the A-10 tournament to kind of use that as motivation or fuel to get ready for the season?
Yeah, I think they haven't. I think they got a good taste of winning last year with the streak that they went on. And then, obviously the conference was tough and such a close game with Dayton. I think being picked 10th in the A-10 is something that they've, is something that they think about a little bit too as some motivation. But we haven't even had our first game yet, so right now it's just trying to really get our preparation ready for Wagner and make sure that we're off to a good start on Friday night.
Kind of an awkward schedule. How do you prepare for Friday night with a quick turnaround to Sunday?
Yeah, 6 games. Yeah, we have I think it's 6 games in 11 days, 12 days, which is pretty highly unusual. The first 2 are at home, the next 6 are on the road, and going all the way through. So for us, it's right into the fire, and I think one of the things that becomes a big thing for us will be, our depth and making sure that, we're spreading out those minutes, because when you're playing back-to-back, you've got to make sure you have the legs, especially if we're going to try to really make the tempo go for 40 minutes. So, I think, one of the things, hopefully, when we'll be teaching a lot more probably in the month of December, and, November we'll be playing a lot of games. So we'll see.
With the up-tempo style, is there a point plateau we're trying to get to? Is there a range that we'd like to see at, or we just want to get up and down?
One more than the other team, Mike? How's that work? No, for me, it's possessions are going to be a lot higher, which is different than how I've been in the past. But it's really to really take advantage of our athleticism, and I think to get our players in a good position when they can score. I think they do it much better playing in the full court.
You mentioned the early part of your schedule, playing so many games on the road. I'm assuming that might help your team in a certain way, kind of get them closer in the early part of the season?
Yeah, I think traveling is a great experience for players. You get to spend a lot of time, on the bus, on the plane, in the hotel. And then you're, experiencing, different home courts and what's that like. I think there's definitely a bonding aspect to it. And I think our players will definitely buy into the Road Warrior theme that we'll probably end up going with after we get off, from this weekend. We start going into that.
Early on in preseason, has anyone kind of, I think Melanie's our only senior, has anyone kind of emerged from a leadership standpoint, or kind of taking charge and being a little more vocal than the others?
I think Mel definitely has. She is our oldest player and has the most experience on the team. I think Key has been very vocal. She's worked really hard in the off season to come in and be in game shape. I think we get leadership by committee right now. I think there's times where Jeezy, her voice is heard quite a bit, as well as Daisy. So, I don't know that, we're going to pinpoint our leadership on one player. It's more from a variety of our players.